See here the reaction AgNO3, that's it, silver nitrate, AgNO3 plus Cu, solid. Copper displaces silver from this reaction. 2Ag, solid, plus CuNO3 whole 2, CuNO3 whole 2, copper nitrate. Copper nitrate. Here copper turnings when added to silver nitrate solution, copper displaces silver from silver nitrate, giving rise to silver metal and copper nitrate as a compound. Another example, when zinc granules are added to a copper sulfate solution, when zinc granules are added to copper sulfate solution, zinc displaces copper from copper sulfate solution and the blue color of copper sulfate solution gets colorless, means its blue color gets disappeared. The disappearance of blue color is due to the removal of copper 2 ions from the solution and it gets reduced to copper metal. This reaction can be expressed in the equation form as follows: CuSO4 aqueous, this is blue. When zinc granules are added to this solution, its blue color gradually fade away and reddish brown copper gets obtained and zinc sulfate aqueous is formed. So here reddish brown. Copper metal is obtained as a reddish brown material and zinc sulfate is a colorless compound. So copper sulfate gets changed into copper and zinc sulfate when it is treated with zinc granules. Similarly, when iron nails or iron filings are added to copper sulfate solution, aqueous, plus Fe, means iron filings, these may be the fine particles of iron or may be iron nails. When this iron material is added to copper sulfate solution, which is blue in color, copper gets displaced from copper sulfate solution as a reddish brown solid copper plus FeSO4 aqueous, which is light green. Mane after some times the solution becomes light green and the blue color of copper sulfate gets disappeared. These reactions indicate or are the examples of displacement reactions. So what is the cause of a displacement reaction? I think you have already understood up till now that more reactive metals displace less reactive metal from their salt solutions. So this is the main clue of a displacement reaction. Now let us come to another type of chemical reactions. Decomposition reaction. Decomposition reactions. Decomposition reaction is just opposite to the combination reaction. You have already understood that in a combination reaction, two chemical substances react together to form a single product. In contrast to this, during the decomposition reaction, a single compound gets decomposed into two or more simpler substances. So when a chemical compound gets decomposed or split up or break down to give two or more simpler chemical substances, these may be element or a compound, such reactions are called decomposition reactions. Now, decomposition reactions are also of three types. If the decomposition of a chemical compound or a splitting of a chemical compound takes place by the action of a heat, that is on a strong heating, it is called thermal decomposition. If it is carried out by electrical energy, then it is called electrochemical decomposition. And if the decomposition takes place in presence of sunlight, then it is called photochemical decomposition. So decompositions may be of three types. Let us understand first of all what is decomposition reaction. A reaction in which a single chemical compound gets broken into two or more simpler chemical substances is called a decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction. So, a reaction in which a single chemical compound gets broken down into two or more simpler chemical substances is called a decomposition reaction. Now, this decomposition reaction is divided into three categories, that is types. A. Thermal decomposition. Thermal decomposition. Decomposition reaction carried out under heating. A reaction or a decomposition reaction carried out by a strong heating means when a reaction is carried out by heating the chemical substance, a strong heating, a given chemical compound. A decomposition reaction carried out by a strong heating a given chemical compound is called thermal decomposition. Is called thermal decomposition. Thermal decomposition. Let us see here. Limestone. When limestone is strongly heated above 850 degrees Celsius, it gets decomposed into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. That is CaCO3, limestone. Chemically it is calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate. When it is heated strongly, it gets decomposed into CaO, calcium oxide plus CO2 gas. Calcium oxide and CO2. So this is the decomposition. These are the decomposition products of calcium carbonate. In the same way, when potassium chlorate is strongly heated in presence of a catalyst manganese dioxide, it gets decomposed into calcium chloride and oxygen. Let us see here. 2KClO3 MnO2. This is a catalyst. It is heated. Then we will have 2KCl solid plus 3O2 gas. Potassium chloride. Potassium chloride. Potassium chlorate gets decomposed into potassium chloride and oxygen. This is a thermal decomposition. Now let us come to second decomposition reaction, second type of decomposition reaction, that is chemical decomposition. Second, electrochemical or electrical decomposition. It is a type of decomposition reaction which is carried out by the use of electrical energy. This is commonly known as electrochemical decomposition or electrolysis. Lysis means to split up. A splitting of a chemical substance by the use of electrical energy is known as electrolysis. So when acidulated water is electrolyzed, that is when electricity is passed through water acidified with dilute sulfuric acid, it gets decomposed into elementary substance, that is hydrogen and oxygen. So electrochemical decomposition carried out by using electrical energy, commonly known as electrolysis. Electrolysis or electrolytic decomposition. So see here, electrolysis of water. Electrolysis of water. When electricity is passed through acidified water, means H2O liquid, here H plus is taken, means a small amount of acid is added to this water because water is very poor conductor of electricity. So in order to increase the conductivity of the solution, few drops of sulfuric acids are added to this water. Then electrical energy, electrolysis. Then this water is decomposed into 2H2 gas plus O2 gas. Since electrolysis is carried out in a special type of device called voltmeter, which is consisted of two electrodes and electrolytic solutions taken in a container. So the electrodes which is connected to the negative terminal of the battery or cell, it is called cathode, and the electrode connected to the positive terminals are called anode. Hydrogen is collected at cathode and oxygen at anode. The volume ratio of hydrogen and oxygen are 2 moles is to 1 mole. It is at cathode and it is at anode. Means positively charged ions gets collected at cathode and negatively charged ions get collected at anode. Both these two types of ions get oxidized and reduced correspondingly to give the elements, that is hydrogen and oxygen. So such type of reactions where the decomposition takes place in presence of electric energy are called electrochemical decomposition. Now let us come to third type of decomposition reactions, that is photochemical decomposition. Photochemical decomposition. Photochemical decomposition, or commonly known as photolysis. Photolysis. So when decomposition of a compound occurs in the presence of light, it is called photochemical decomposition or photolysis. It is called photolysis. There are few chemical reactions in which photolysis takes place, just like very common compound, that is silver bromide or silver chloride. When silver bromide is exposed to sunlight, it gets decomposed into silver and bromine. In the same way, when silver chloride is exposed to sunlight, it also gets decomposed into silver and chlorine. So these are the examples of photochemical decomposition. Let us see here 2AgBr, silver bromide when subjected to direct sunlight, it gets decomposed into a dull material, that is 2Ag plus Br2. Br2 means silver and bromine. Similarly, 2 AgCl solid, sunlight, it gets decomposed into 2Ag plus Cl2. Chlorine. So these are the examples of photochemical decomposition or the photolysis. So these are the different types of combination reactions. You should go through the topic and try to find out more such reactions mentioned here and try to solve the problems mentioned in the book. Now, rest of the reactions will be discussed in next session. Thank you.